Tonight on DC News Now, a pizza boycott continues.
It is a slap in the face to native Washingtonians who have been impacted by Marion Barry.
The newest call from DC for Ann Pizza to close its doors after their controversial campaign.
Some chillier air will finally be returning tonight. We'll let you know how cool it could be on Thursday and Friday.
Plus a major money error, a new letter sent to parents signaling a multi-million-dollar shortfall in Montgomery County public schools, what that could mean for students.
Then the Washington Mystics making a major move, parting ways with the father-son GM and head coach. What's next for the team?
And keeping track of your four-legged family members, how the Washington County Humane Society is making sure your pets don't get lost.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall.
And good evening. I'm Annalisa Gale. 2 days after introducing its controversial Marion Barry Knots, the CEO of Ann Pizza now apologizing. It comes after loud calls to boycott the DC chain.
Activists held a rally this morning to express outrage over the company's decision to poke fun at the four-time mayor.
DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live at the Ann Pizza location on U Street in Northwest. Daniel, what else is the CEO saying this evening?
Annalisa and Mark, about an hour ago, CEO Mike Burns released a statement saying, "Candidly, we made a mistake, and for that, we sincerely apologize." The Marion Barry Knots have now been taken off the menu effective immediately. He also said that he acknowledged the social media posts that were sent to them, that were posted about them, and says he understands the frustration it brought not only to the community, but to Marion Barry's family.
Not in D.C. Not in D.C. Not in D.C.
One by one, trashing the controversial Marion Barry Knots, Nene Taylor had a clear message Wednesday morning.
Boycott Ann Pizza.
She and other activists organized a boycott against Ann Pizza's campaign, which they say disrespects Mayor for Life Marion Barry by focusing on his cocaine use.
It is a slap in the face to native Washingtonians who have been impacted by Marion Barry, and it is a slap in the face to the DMV as a whole because he created what is the DMV today.
These knots will blow you away, the ad says, but Barry's widow calls it racist and disrespectful. At first doubling down on the campaign, 2 days later, Ann Pizza CEO Mike Burns said in a statement, "While humor was our intent, it was regrettably off the mark," going on to say the parody of the former mayor and portrayal of substance abuse was wrong.
He was loved, still loved, always will be. So these pastries that you're making doesn't change how the people feel. It's going to change how the people feel about your business.
Many DC natives say portraying Barry in a negative light isn't okay.
He's resting in peace right now. He's in the grave, and y'all spitting on his grave. We ain't going for that.
Now, the CEO of Ann Pizza, again, Mike Burns, says he is reaching out to those community activists who have voiced concern, and he says that his goal is to connect with them to identify how they can work together to make a positive impact. We're live in Northwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Daniel. Live look at the Washington Monument. A beautiful Wednesday early evening.
Yeah, Damon joining us now with the latest on our forecast. Meteorologist Damon Matson. I can tell you, I had to pull off the coat today because it was a little warm when I stepped out there.
Yeah, same, because these temperatures yet again decided to go above normal October levels. So we had a chilly start, but now it's just been a warm afternoon. Though I will say, we are starting to trend back to a more typical fall direction. Temperatures are a little bit cooler than they have been over the last couple of days. This time on Tuesday, we were still in the 80s, but we only have a couple of locations left in those lower 80s. Kaiser, Cumberland, they're at 80 and 81. The rest of the DMV, even though we saw a few more 80s across Northern Virginia, well, we started to drop back into the 70s. DC has been at 77 for the last couple of hours, and there it is. It's not much of a cool down yet, but we are just a few degrees. degrees cooler than this time yesterday. And that's a sign, a small sign of what is to come later tonight into the day on Thursday. A cold front is expected to sweep through. We will notice that front overnight in the form of just a few more clouds in the sky, but notice how these temperatures aren't really dropping too rapidly. The cooler air it brings will be lagging behind the front just a little bit, so it won't be turning all that chilly tonight. However, tomorrow will be a little bit of a different story. How much should we expect temperatures to drop over the next couple of days? And will there be any rainfall with this front? We'll have a look in your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Developing now, jury selection is underway for a Maryland woman accused of murdering her mother and burning her body. Candace Craig is charged with murdering her mother, Margaret, in 2023. The state's attorney's office for Prince George's County says it stemmed from fraudulent credit card charges. After the murder, they say that Craig allegedly dismembered her body and then burned it on a barbecue grill. Candace's 21-year-old daughter is charged as an accessory in the case.
And an update this afternoon, the man shot and killed in Tuesday's shooting near a funeral home in Prince George's County has now been identified. Police say 18-year-old Kashawn Pollard died at the scene. It happened on Old Landover Road in Landover. Detectives do not believe that shooting was random. A $25,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest and conviction. And right now, new developments in Montgomery County, where MTPS, the superintendent, now revealing an error in the school system submission for state aid.
Well, the miscalculation, Annalisa, could end up costing millions of dollars. DC News Now's Christian Pena joins us from Rockville, Maryland, with the latest.
According to Superintendent Thomas Taylor, submission error led to a loss totaling roughly around $39 million. And that $39 million parents' money could go into improving school lunches and facilities. In a letter sent to the Montgomery County Public School Board, Superintendent Dr. Thomas Taylor admits to a calculation error in his Capital Improvements Program report. He writes, "My recommended CIP approach also reallocates unexpected funds from previous projects in order to mitigate the impact of a reduction in state aid that resulted from an error in the MCPS submission for aid in the Charles W. Woodward project." The letter goes on to read, "MCPS has been informed that we will not be receiving $39.3 million in state aid that was expected due to errors in calculation, prevailing wage and bid award across multiple phases of the project. MCPS parents are now left wondering how the budget shortcut will impact their children."
What happens in our schools follows these students for the rest of their lives. And I think MCPS forgets that sometimes.
To fix the problem, Superintendent Taylor recommends transferring over $17 million in unexpended appropriations from several improvement projects. However, that leaves a $21 million gap that parents believe could go into better facilities and programs.
Every student has their own needs, their own expectations, and their own dreams. And when I hear that they're taking away more and more money from our schools, you just see those dreams falling.
In Rockville, Maryland, Christian Pena, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Christian. Take a look. D.C. police are looking for this suspect who they say broke into school. It happened at Achievement Preparatory Academy on Waller Place in Southeast on September 27th. And police say the suspect stole from a classroom and then took off. A $1,000 reward is being offered.
And right now, developing now, a man is dead following what D.C. police call a likely targeted shooting at a business in Southeast Washington. Police releasing this security camera image of this man who they believe fired the shots inside the NatU Market along Pennsylvania Avenue near Minnesota Avenue just before noon there. The suspect is said to have shot two adult men, customers in that store. Both of them went to the hospital where one of them died. We have not been provided an update on the other man's condition, but police say the gunman may have targeted the victims as all three likely knew each other.
And new this evening, the Washington Mystics with a big shakeup, parting ways with father-son duo, general manager Mike Thibault, head coach Eric Thibault. The franchise said that it was mutually agreed to part ways with Mike and Eric. Mike is the winningest coach in WNBA history with 379 career wins. He first joined the Mystics as the general manager and head coach ahead of the 2013 season, ultimately leading to the Mystics to their first franchise championship in 2019. Mike stayed on as general manager, but stepped away from coaching after the 2022 season. His son Eric, a longtime assistant coach, took his place as head coach. Eric went 33-47 in his 2 years at the helm as the team experienced a lot of injuries both seasons, but still managed a playoff appearance in 2023. And preparations are underway for the annual high heel race in D.C. Now, the race starts on Tuesday, October 29th, and thousands of people come in costume to celebrate the LGBTQ plus community. The event is filled with local entertainment and a lot more, and you won't want to miss this, including many of us who from DC News Now will be there as well, and we hope to see you. Stop by and say hello.